Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Beyond the Red Door podcast. If you don't know me, my name is Austin Dye, and I'm joined by my very lovely dynamic duo co-host, Dominick Perry. Dom, how are you doing?
A lot better because you really expressed that lovely. It kind of inflated my ego a little bit. If you notice, I'm blushing a little.
Oh,
So we're
cute.
doing great. Yeah, I'm
For
trying
those,
to also go as like standish up as possible, and have the most power in my camera so nobody can see my background.
yeah, we were just talking before we started the pod. Both of our backgrounds of our setups are kind of a mess.
You
Um,
just don't have anything in there. I mean, like, I just have
what
an
do you?
undone bed,
If I moved
cats, and
my
clothes.
If I move my chair around and like move my camera, people would see like my floor is a mess. I've pushed it
That's
close enough to my desk where you can't see it, but it is all over the floor, and I've been living in this apartment for a couple of months now. It's
Is
still,
that like paperwork?
yeah, basically. It's
You just
just,
like all your work paperwork that you do is just sitting there. Your
well, I
take
mean,
home
okay, it's not stuff
paper.
for like work. Like it's just like crap that I've held on to that like I need to sort. Like it's just a mess. It's just all over the floor.
Do you have like a filing cabinet?
I do now. I do now. We're getting there,
We're
but
getting there. If you're getting there, why is it there?
because I don't know. Don't judge me. I'm gonna. You've been living in your apartment probably longer than I have. You're out
Yeah,
here.
but this is a mostly laundry. I'm just lazy. The
Oh
only thing
wow.
that shouldn't belong there is my hang-ups because I don't have a closet here in this room.
All
So
right. Well, whatever. The people that are listening to this on the audio only and be like, we need to watch it. You got to go to the YouTube and watch the video to see what it looks like. But we'll try to make sure that by the time we do our next recording, that the backgrounds are cleaned up a little bit so they look a little better.
yeah, I'll try to remember that.
Oh gosh. All right,
I
friends.
tried to.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep
Oh
going.
no, you're good. I just realized that I also did. If I try to move my camera away from it,
Uh-huh.
then my camera doesn't work. So we are stationary, and we have to keep my camera here.
Alright. Well, yeah.
So they get to see it.
The viewers will suck it up. They'll be
Yeah, I
fine with
mean,
it.
hopefully they'll get a cat shot in the next few minutes.
That's true. My cat's sleeping back here in the background, taking a big old
Oh, I
big
hear this
old
little. Yeah.
big old nap. Um. So yeah, how are we feeling here? We haven't done one of these podcasts in, I have it written down, a solid 8 months.
8 months.
Eight
Now, is
months.
that 8 months since the last record or 8 months since the last upload? Because there was quite a bit of time in between that.
Uh, I think it's 8 months since the last upload because we did. Sorry for the people that we recorded with after the fact, but we did record 2 episodes, I think, with some guests that were they were good episodes. Um, but Dom, Dom and I have had a quite a crazy year, um, and we just haven't had an opportunity. I'm gonna say that's a good word. An opportunity to get back into the podcasting space. We've had
And I think
talks
we
of.
definitely really just we put it on the back burner. I think for a lot of things going on that I definitely didn't put as much focus, especially with trying to move to a different state, trying to start a new job and just get my feet settled.
Mhm.
And that's just so yeah, that's kind of partially why I dropped off. But
Yeah,
hey, we're adults and it's not like we're getting paid for this, so we can do it at our leisure.
that's true. I mean, I can speak for both of us when I say that, like, we truly wanted to do episodes, um, for the most part. But you're right. We had a lot of stuff going on in both of our personal and professional and every aspect of our lives. That made it, I would say, quite difficult for us to sit down and do stuff. I think probably for the last like 4-ish months, I'd say, like there's been a lot of back and forth about going and getting like just sitting down and just recording, and it's just taken a bit for us to kind of get settled on how we want to do stuff. But um, yeah, I mean, let's kind of give the listeners here like kind of talk about what's been going on a bit. Like you said you foreshadowed some of it there. So Dom made a big boy move. Big boy move. Tell everybody about that.
I decided to leave Rice Lake. Now, I absolutely enjoyed the company that I was with. It was fine. It was dandy. They treated me well, and they had a really great opportunities for me opening up. But I got so bored of the small town life. I actually did not do well mentally when I was living in a small town. Especially with a car that kept breaking down all the time, and it was just a lot of financial stress. And I think I was worth being paid more, and I just wanted to do more with my life. And I was like, honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm just trying to leave. And conveniently at the time when I left, I ended up meeting someone, my current partner. So I now um, have made that jump to move to the cities, and I started a new job the 27th of February. And oh my God, people move quick in the cities when it comes to job interviews. I didn't realize that because I literally left my last in person interview and then I got the call for an offer. I mean, like maybe 3 hours later.
I remember when you were going through all that because I was like, I was obviously encouraging you to seek a better job in a better place because you absolutely hated it, hated Rice Lake, not the company.
Well,
Again, you can't.
yeah.
If you got vouch for the company, you had a good company you're working with, but
Yeah, no, I will always vouch for them as a company. The scale industry is a very not fun thing, and people who do enjoy it and people who are involved in it are just, a lot of fun because it's just a crazy industry itself.
hmm
Um, and there's a lot of applications when it comes to scales. So that's always my thing. I love it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. And now with this company that I'm at, we make robotic packaging systems. So I get to learn even more and play around with even more complex machines. So I
honestly,
am just like a kid in a candy store.
honestly, that sounds better than the scales, to be honest. Although,
You win some, you lose some. Like I think there's a lot of fun with the scales because like I also got to like, I think there was a lot more. I put focus on writing a lot of my stuff. Like there was a lot more focus of I'm actually writing this. I'm actually creating everything from scratch. There's a lot of new things, and with Delcore, everything's already so unique for every person that it's not
mhm.
as I'm creating stuff. I'm more just creating these manuals rather than actually doing a lot of writing procedural stuff. So it's more I'm learning about the machines and the equipment that goes with it
Mhm.
rather than just the machine itself. So it's a
Yeah.
different track. I don't know. I don't know how if that can make sense to you.
I mean, I'm following along. You and I've had talked about kind of what you were doing, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a big jump though, like one that um, I mean, you definitely needed. You definitely need to get out of Rice Lake, man. That was a rough time. Um, so yeah, I mean, any other big stuff you want to talk about from these past couple of months?
Let's see.
I gotta turn my lights on real quick because I feel like it's gonna get dark. But go ahead and keep talking. Just
I mean, it's
people.
7:19, so yeah, probably
Oh,
7:19 Central Time. No, not much. I mean, I've been keeping up with a lot of news and everything, so I've kind of settled into the boring life now that I'm comfortable.
the
Um,
adult
literally,
lifestyle.
literally reading the news, listening to the news, playing Sudoku, going to work, coming home, taking care of the garden and taking care of the cats, and then literally it's such a calm, boring life, and it's nice. Though I do miss everyone, though, so we will say that.
Yeah,
So I
you
do
sound
miss
like a
hanging out with
40.
people.
You sound like a 40-year-old man, 50-year-old man. I just
I can't
I
tell you how much
wake
fun I
up.
do have doing the most boring shit ever.
Well, no, I mean Sudoku's fun. We had this discussion beforehand too. It's just fun for small gaps for me. It'll be like I'll play it for 2 days and then I delete it and then I'll
No,
come
see, I
back on
mean,
the
I'm on
Sudoku
a
again
few week
later.
grind, and then
Oh my god.
jumping back and forth between. Yeah, no, I've been playing for a long time. I'll just look it up, tell you when the download date is. But I did that, and and I'm on expert, doing phenomenal.
Oh, I was about to ask if you're on like easy amateur Sudoku
No,
levels.
no, no. I think the only like amateur thing that I do is I have auto note, which just notes every possible thing that can go in there, and it just makes it a hell of a lot easier for my time.
I think if you play Sudoku without auto note, you're kind of like you're a demon. That's I don't know how you would do it
Yeah.
without it. I do it too. I'm in there making all my numbers.
Yeah, because I'm not going to spend all that time just finding this. Like, I have better things. Like, I would rather spend 5 minutes on a puzzle,
Mhm.
knowing that I ended up like just using auto note than spending 15 minutes just getting the notes in there.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Not wasting that time.
For sure. So yeah, Dom's had some stuff going on. Uh, Myself included, I've had quite a, I want to say roller coaster of a year. I don't know if roller coaster is a good word. Maybe I'll think of a different one. Maybe like I don't know. I'm gonna describe it as like maybe like a mountain or like a valley. You know, like you got your like peaks and you got your valleys, right? Um, I'm not gonna delve into all of everything, but I definitely was at probably like my lowest point in life at the beginning of the year, and if I was told that I cannot swear. Uh,
I didn't say you can't swear. I'm just
I
trying,
said keep
keep
it
this like
PG.
reasonable. Jesus.
That's fair. I'll basically just say that it sucked. I was in a I was in a very very terrible spot, and it was awful for a solid it was probably a solid like 2 or 3 months. Um, those of you that know what I'm talking about and were there for me for it, I appreciate you all immensely because the brothers are tight, the brothers group, all the boys. But yeah, I was in a pretty terrible spot in my life, and it sucked. And that took me through, like I said, like a solid like 2 or 3 months, and I've slowly been on the uphill journey. I'm gonna describe it as refining myself and rejuvenating. That's a good word. Rejuvenating. Um, so yeah, just been having a lot of fun. I graduated finally. I'm done with school, which is amazing. Because I felt like that interfered with a lot of stuff last year too.
Just
Um,
in time for loans to start up back up too.
I know. Oh God, don't get me on. We're not gonna have a discussion about that right now. But yeah. So for those that like again don't know me, like I went to grad school after I graduated from Platteville. And last year was like my internship year, and when I officially finished my internship, I graduated with my master's and my specialist degree in school psychology. So that was quite a process as well. I had to defend my thesis in front of a panel, which was dreadful. I was so scared. um, and then yeah, so I basically started my big boy job. You know, I also moved during this process because I was in uh, a hellish city called Davenport, Iowa, and now I'm in a much more lovely town, which like fits my lifestyle. I think a little bit better out here. Um, but yeah, just lots of peaks and valleys this whole year. Um, like I said, I feel like now that I'm starting to find myself again and uh, find my way back to kind of my roots, and now I'm on a nice upward trajectory. I'm enjoying life for the most part. That's always great. Um, but yeah, so like I'd kind of mentioned at the beginning of the pod too. During these past couple of months, like Dom and I have had instances where we've wanted to kind of get going with the podcast again, and we didn't fully have like the time set down to actually start doing some stuff. But we weren't just being degens. We wanted to come back to the podcasts with um, some different ideas and different styles in play for how we wanted to do these. Um, so I think the big thing we want to talk about first is these new platforms that we're on, right, Dom?
uh, yeah.
I know I threw you on the spot there. I guess I'll talk about this then. You can talk about the other stuff that we talked about, but guys, please, people that are listening, all the listeners, uh, I mean, this is the first time. Again, this is the first time we're recording in 8 months, so we're a little rusty. We're getting into our flow, our mojo, you know. So this first one might be a little rough for the listen, but so during this summer break that we took, it's longer than a summer break, I guess, our 8 month break, but during the summer months when we were discussing what we
Sabbatical.
sabbatical, I like that. That's a good word.
Sabbatical.
We like big words. So sabbatical. When we took this sabbatical, um, we had this idea for um, a new platform, I guess per se is what I want to describe it as. So um, if you guys haven't seen yet, this episode is going to go live on a different YouTube channel. It is titled the Wisconsin Theta Audio Network. There will also be a Spotify page for this Wisconsin Theta Audio Network, and essentially my vision with it is that so Dom and I mean, we've talked about this in previous episodes too. Like when we were in undergrad, we talked about doing podcasts, and we didn't have the resources, time, whatever, to actually do something. And then once we finished school, we were able to sit down and start recording this kind of stuff. Um, and so we were the ones that had to make that platform, reach out to people to get stuff set up for it. But we wanted to start giving other people the opportunity to do what we couldn't as undergrads or we couldn't as alumni until we got that point. Because I feel like we've heard some inklings of some undergrads that have wanted to do some stuff from some different people, and I don't know if any alumni have said anything, but I'm sure if an alumni is sitting on the idea of doing a podcast, then they'd be interested in this. But essentially, this Wisconsin Theta Audio Network is a entire, like, again, audio channels for our alumni, our undergrads, just our chapter. And what we're hoping is that if people are interested in doing some kind of podcast or promote their own individual, I don't know, YouTube pages, Twitch channels, that kind of stuff, music, like you can literally promote whatever you want. Honestly, I don't care. But we're giving them an outlet for them to get whatever they're making out to people. So all of our podcasts are still going to be done on here. Obviously, it'll have its title, so you know it's the Beyond the Red Door podcast. But we're opening the floor to literally anybody that's listening that is interested in doing something, and we're gonna give you this opportunity. Um, Again, on our end of it, we just want you guys to be the ones that are doing all the editing and recording your stuff. Obviously, like we're not gonna do that for you. We'll take your finished product and upload it and promote it to all of our brothers, alumni, volunteers. Um, so again, this is kind of I'm gonna call it a rallying cry. Like we want people to come onto this. We don't want to be the only ones that are doing this podcast and hosting for people because we want a bunch of other people to come on with their own different ideas for things. Um, so hopefully now that you guys have kind of heard about that, you see what it is, you'd be interested in doing something like that. Feel free to reach out to us. Um, I mean, we're both on Facebook. I can put my email in here. We have the ABC secretary email we can put in here too. And if that's something you're interested in, definitely feel free to reach out to us or find somebody that can reach out to us, and we'll hook you up with some of the details on that. But Dom, why don't you talk about some of the other ideas that we had brewing or what we're going to do with this podcast?
Absolutely. So, what the point of this whole podcast is, we just really wanted to talk and just kind of get a lot more communication, a lot more media, a lot more outlets for just talking about SIGEP and just getting it out there. I think that was our initial idea for it because, I mean, obviously, Austin and I have always listened to a lot of podcasting stuff. However, I think that we wanted to do more than just interview. We wanted just to create something that's a hub, kind of an, as Austin said, an outlet for everything. And I think it's a good idea. I think that we needed, especially for us, so we're not doing the same thing and, where we would fall off again, we need to make this exciting because, our ADHD brains just aren't going to sit there and, allow us to do the same thing because we will get sidetracked, we will get bored, and we will not remember for another sabbatical.
Yeah.
So we just want to provide a lot more ground to cover for not only us, but for the extent of the Wisconsin Theta undergraduate and alumni network. I don't think there's a reason for us to just to continually interviewing. And while interviewing is a great aspect that we still want to have as one of our branches, we really don't want to focus on that solely because interviews aren't always the best in the sense of, it's almost like when, you're doing your 20 questions, it's always the same five things to start off with. And it's not like it's going to change. So like, it's always like, oh, I got to ask these questions. It's always, it's feeling just kind of cut and dry. And we know we want to do more with this. So we want to provide a better opportunity. We want to provide a better, just a better scope of what we're doing because I don't know.
I think
Interviewing's fun, but there's so much more we can do because Austin and I just ridiculously love talking. And especially if you get us, in a non droning sense, we're a little bit more fun. Um,
yeah,
that's just kind
I
of my thing. I think that's what we want to add to it is we just kind of want to add more fun for us as well as make it more engaging and something that you might not either expect, whether you might not, know what's going on or what we're even talking about, but at least where you get a little bit more enjoyment out of us, rather than we're talking like this, being professional and being bone dry, in this very deep monotone. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma tone,
God, your voice is so sexy.
thank you. I I've been told
uh,
I should do voice acting or
I
voiceovers.
think
I
you
haven't.
should.
I
You
know I
should
don't know
start
how to get
narrating
started
some
though.
stuff. But no, I think going back to what you just said, I think you summed it up pretty well. We thought that, like you had said, like some content was getting really stale. Like I know we didn't really get. Oh gosh, I'm gonna break something. We
Oopsies.
just felt like some of the content was getting stale. Not that we're going to stop doing interviews. The plan is still to interview people. Probably still a solid like once a month. Our plan right now is to try to do 2 podcasts a month. So one of them will probably be an interview with somebody that's coming on. But like Dom said too, we are both interested in so many different topics and are willing to learn about different things. And so we wanted to start bringing on people to that are solely on not to be interviewed, but to just have discussions about different topics and stuff that might be engaging to people. Um, so like one of the ones that we've already kind of talked about and we're working on eventually getting set up would be like talking about mental health. Um, Obviously, Dom and I have had some mental health issues that we've discussed before.
Oh,
Um,
calling me out. Okay.
you just said at the beginning of the pod that you were going through some stuff, not calling your ass out, and I just admitted I got stuff going on too, so it's fine. But obviously, I'm in a field that very heavily promotes mental health, and I've given some talks to the undergrads about mental health stuff, and we have some other brothers that are in similar fields that I would love to get on, and we just talk about mental health, the kind of different dangers of it, what we've seen, the change in the stigma. Um, Obviously, and especially in regards to like men, which I'm sure most of our listeners are going to be, but I mean, no judgment to ladies. I mean, you guys are probably here too, but um, being that we got a bunch of fraternity guys that are going to be on here, hopefully they'll be interested in listening to some mental health stuff. But so that's one aspect of the pod that we want to change. But you guys will probably see as we do stuff, we want to also change some kind of other aspects of it. Um, we're gonna try to do some little, I don't know how to describe them, like little games. I don't know, stuff that we do in kind of all of these podcasts where we still want to do like our 20 question kind of thing, but we're gonna make it quick. We're not gonna make it the whole podcast. It's gonna be a solid like rapid fire, like, oh, you got 2 minutes to give us your answers to these, and then maybe we'll discuss them afterwards. Just some little stuff that we think would be, again, more engaging for the listeners, you guys, so that we're not again just like droning on the whole time. But we're also gonna try to change some other like formats of it, like we've talked about possibly doing some like Q&A kind of stuff. So kind of gathering questions from you guys and answering some of those if we can, for our liberty to. And it can literally be questions about anything. Like that's the thing. Like we just wanna engage with you guys more and have just talks. Because again, that was like the original intention of this podcast was like Dom and I would just come on and talk about the most random stuff, and not that the interviews are bad and we enjoy doing those, but we just want to switch some stuff up and kind of do some different things. Um, is there anything else you can think about in terms of like what we're changing for the pod, Dom? I think that was like a lot of the big stuff.
Yeah, that's really what we're changing. It's not like it's changing. It's just we're kind of expanding on our original idea.
We're evolving. I think that's the good word right there. Evolving. We're.
What are we at, Gen 2 right now?
I mean, maybe I guess. If you even consider the first like 8 episodes we did like Gen 1 or 7 episodes.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick evolution.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, we're in Gen 2 right now. The second.
Yeah, we didn't take that many. I mean, it only took like what 8 months worth of gym battles for us to finally come back. So.
We were grinding.
You still need to download Pokemon.
So yeah, those are just some of the stuff, and we're gonna start it now with this episode because obviously we don't have a guest on here. It's just Dom and I talking, shooting the shit. But one of the parts we want to start highlighting too is like a state of the chapter, just to kind of talk about what's been going on with the undergrads, because Dom and I are both involved with our alumni base, so we get to hear some of those updates, and some of those updates aren't necessarily always shared with everybody, you guys, the listeners. So the undergrads have had a phenomenal year so far. Dom, let's break down some of the stuff that's happened in the couple months since we recorded. I'll let you take you take the lead on this, the big one, the most important one.
The most important one?
Yeah. Right there, number one on the rundown.
Number one on the rundown. We're doing great. We had a Buck Cup win. That is our big announcement for the year, is that we finally got our second Buck Cup in a row. So now we still can't say we're the best chapter without a Buck Cup, because now we have two. So we're going further and further away from that number, which seems to be good, I think. But yeah.
I was told
Conclave was a pretty good success as well.
I was told by Mr. Tom. I heard it through other people that Tom Barton said that the second one is the hardest one. So now that we're
they always say the second one is like they say the Tuesday's the worst day of the week. The second day of the gym is the worst day of the gym.
I know. But we've made it over the hump of the second one, so now like we should just be on a roll, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just got to keep going.
Knock on wood, though, we got to keep winning these. But
I have a metal desk. Sorry.
Oh, that's fair. I got us. There you go. Can you hear it?
We're gonna ignore my wood paneling. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, you could have got up and done that, but that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, we won the second Beahan Cup. Congratulations, first off, to the undergrads for all the hard work they're doing on campus. They've been doing a bunch of awesome stuff. And shout out to we had a Beahan Cup committee on the AVC that was made of both undergrads and alumni that were working together to kind of like get our application written and made sure that everything was going good. So that was great to see that the combined effort, one from the undergrads doing a lot of the work on campus, and then having the alumni be able to support them and help them get that stuff written up and be there was awesome. So yeah, like Dom said, like we're going towards a third one now, which would be huge. And that will be here in 2 years. So we got some time, but
but they're going to Florida for it.
I know. It's in, where is it? Orlando? Miami?
Tampa.
That sounds right. I don't know my Florida cities.
There's Tampa. There's Miami.
You want me to just look this up real quick?
No. Hold on. We're getting all the big cities here.
All right, you name them. I'm gonna look it up on the side.
There's is Tallahassee considered like one of the big cities?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Well, there's also Fort Lauderdale.
Tallahassee
there's
in Florida.
Oh, shit. Where's No, Critical's from Tampa, Florida, right? That's the other one I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
there's just Tampa. Is it Tampa or is it Tampa Bay? Or is it both?
Sorry, I'm looking up to see where we're going for 2025. Give me a sec. I had to pull up the Instagram. It was a place you named, Dom.
When was it?
Starts with a T.
Is it Tallahassee
No, it's
or is it
not.
Tampa?
West Tampa. Why would we
Oh,
go to Tallahassee?
I don't know.
Gosh. Oh man. Um. So yes, we're going to Tampa, Florida, for the next conclave in 2025. So again, hopefully we'll be chasing that third buck up. Can't say we're not the underdogs anymore. We're the top dogs now. Two in a row. We're hyping ourselves up
Hmm.
there. Um. So yeah, so that was pretty exciting. Conclave looked like a lot of fun. We're hoping to get some of the people that were able to go to it on here to come talk about some of the experiences and just like that whole process and some other stuff that was going on. But we had another huge Wisconsin Theta event earlier this year that again we weren't able to talk about, but um, former AVC president Jeremy Baker is now the district governor for or a district governor for SIGA, but our district governor
District.
specifically. Um, so that's exciting. That's the first Wisconsin Theta alum that we've had as a district governor. Um, he very well deserving. He's put SIGA up at like his number one priority for the last couple of years. Helped us kind of steer this ship in a good direction. Um, and you know, on the alumni side of things, like we're obviously going to miss him as an AVC president, but it was good to see one of our own, get to kind of that next echelon. I'm going to say, throwing all these big words out for the podcast today. I'm trying to impress people.
You're not impressing me.
Okay, well, Mr. English major, like you got all these big words in your
I
head.
don't. You don't need to speak in big words to get things across. You need to speak at a sixth grade reading level, which is the national average.
I speak big word when little word do trick.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, so congratulations, Jeremy Baker. Been doing phenomenal so far, and obviously just won another buck up underneath him technically. So that was sick. And then the other big thing. So we're recording this on September 8th. The undergrad just got back to campus. So they've been on campus. We've had some conversation with some of the undergrads, and it sounded like Balanced Man scholarship stuff was going strong this summer. Um, and I think they've already shown it because they got back on the campus and they've had, I think, two events, and we already have one new member. So I'm trying to think, Dom, like when I don't think we've like I'm trying to think of the fastest people we've had join, um, like even during our time,
Somebody joined. I think
like same.
technically summer before they started.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Um, I just feel like we haven't had one like so quickly in a while.
I don't remember. I'm too old to remember when. I remember when I joined. I remember everything about that, but I could not tell you when any other kids joined after me.
Damn, Dom,
I
is
think
your hair turning gray already too, man?
no, I'm gonna be bald before I get gray hair.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, never mind. I don't even know why I said that. God, sheesh. But yeah. So they have one new member already, Mr. Nate Strandberg, who from their Facebook post, like I found out, is from Viola, Illinois, which is literally where I'm at right now. Or not? I'm not in Viola, but I'm close. I'm like 10 minutes from it, 20 minutes. So that's pretty cool. That so Nate, if you're listening to this, which I mean, I would be kind of surprised if like the undergrads forced you to listen to the podcast and you're like
They
first
got to
time
do
on.
it now.
You
You got to
you
listen to at
had
least one podcast episode.
undergrads that are listening to this. You guys have to make them because I'm gonna throw this out there. Um, if you want to come on the podcast and talk about why you joined, we would love to have you. But congratulations, welcome. You're gonna love it. It's a great group of guys down there. Um, and now you've got a whole alumni network to help back you on your journey. So yeah, welcome to you. Um, I don't. kind of nearing the back end of our pod here, Dom.
I know. Hey, we're making good time though. But see, this is what we get for being, professional. Now we're just kind of
Shooting the shit. We're in the.
yeah.
That's okay.
But what we got for some stuff for upcoming events, though, before Austin and I kind of skedoodle out of here, is we want to talk about Badger parking. So, for those of you who have no idea what Badger parking is, so we get to volunteer and help people park at the Wisconsin Badgers football games. To be honest, if I wasn't so far away, I would actually commit to it quite a bit because it's a really fun environment, and you get to sit there and help people. It's pretty easy volunteer work, gets your numbers up. And still to this day, a lot of jobs really go for people who volunteer. Yeah. And oh dear, there we go. Okay. Anyway, so there a little audio thing popped up on my camera, and I clicked it, and I was like, "What the hell?" Then it started playing audio feedback.
Don't say that. We can't have anything mess up on this first recording.
Oh, I swear to God, we're already too far into this.
Oh gosh.
But honestly, if you're listening, you should really consider doing Badger parking. Not to help the ABC, but to get out of your house. Do something.
It's a good time, and we used to do Bratfest was like our big one, and that's unfortunately kind of not been the case anymore. So this is kind of one of our big fundraisers, but like I said, it's a good time. There's a lot of brothers in Madison. The plans are that you just like kind of like Dom said, like you're basically just parking, you're helping, like you're basically just taking money and directing people where to park. You don't have to help.
You've been to a game before. You've been to a football game. You've been to a baseball game. You know what that's like.
So you're
just doing what you pay the guy $20 to do,
basically. And then when you're done, like you can go watch the football game. There's gonna be it sounds like brothers that are kind of hanging out and doing some little things after the games as well. So you don't necessarily have to watch the football game if you don't want to. But yeah, Dom, hit the people with the dates. Throw the dates out there real quick.
Oh no, they should be writing something down at this point. I don't know if they have taken any notes, but I think they should be writing something down.
Okay. So listeners,
no, we're not even giving them time. They should have already known this by now.
No.
They need to know that October 7th, October 14th, October 28th, November 11th, and November 18th. You need to have your schedules clear because you should be at the Badgers game parking because these are going to be some solid games. Because first of all, Rutgers, easy noon game. Then Iowa on the 14th of October. Okay, Iowa's going to be a great game.
Big rivalry, Wisconsin, Iowa.
I know. I got to see if I have family that wants to come up for it. Ohio State. Then October 28th.
The Ohio State coming to Wisconsin.
Oh, sorry,
the Ohio State.
We got Northwestern after that, and then we got Nebraska.
The Huskers. So yeah, those are the dates for that. In the link of the video, we'll have there's like a sign up sheet, like a page with all the events. It's all the ABC events, so it's not just these games. But there's a bunch of different events on there, so you'll be able to see those. And we have another big event coming up soon. Let's talk about homecoming.
Homecoming? You mean the one that we've won twice in a row already? Okay, no, honestly, you should come to homecoming. It's a fun time. There's some alumni. We're trying to do stuff as alumni ABC, and it'd be nice if you could come. So you could, be a part of these nice things that we want to do. So we have cool events. So, they're not only the same 3 people. So you should come and come to homecoming and see some things. Take your family, take your kids, because who loves parades? Kids. They give out at parades? Candy. People have at parades? Fun. Do it.
Keep going. I will say that there have been some talks about some different events that will be going on that weekend. We have, first off, the traditional lamb roast. So that will be something that's in the works right now. Once we get more details on it, we'll probably talk about it in the next pod because that should go out before homecoming. We didn't even say the dates for homecoming. It's October 1st. Is the first day, so that's a Monday or Sunday. Is it Sunday? Am I tripping?
It's Sunday. Saturday.
No. October 1st.
Really?
No.
Really?
Listen, that's the first. What? That's the first day of the week of homecoming.
Okay, so the way you have it written on the notes is awful. I want to point that out for the record.
for the viewers.
Austin cannot write notes to save his life. This is what we're on about.
Dom, you had the.
I would rather play Guitar Hero
no.
backwards on expert than see these notes.
Don't throw me under the bus. You had an opportunity to look at this rundown for 30 minutes before we recorded, and you didn't change anything, so that's on you.
Yeah, you're right. I was playing Pokemon Unite that you
Yes, and I
downloaded.
was playing Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap, if you want to sponsor us, we'll take that. Anyway, I have to throw it out there. If anybody wants to
I just have
sponsor us, we'll take the
can
sponsorships.
literally just
And we'll
Dan Hip
promote
sponsor me.
anything. Dom's got that nice announcer voice. We'll hit it up. Anyway, so that's Sunday, October 1st, the first day of homecoming. So like obviously, like I guess if you wanted to go and support any of the events that they're going on throughout the week, I don't even know what the events are. I don't even know what the theme is. Maybe one of the undergrads can reach out and tell us what the theme is.
Oh, it's
something
like
silly, isn't it? I swear,
Pete's Trip or something like that. I don't know.
I think you're right because we talked to Sean McGrath recently, a recent alum, and he was telling us about it, and it sounded like a stupid theme. But
hey,
anyway,
you know what? It's gonna be. It has a lot of creativity opportunities. You cannot deny them further opportunities to create things. We're not stuck on boring themes like we had, like pioneering your future. Wow, so original. Makes me feel like I'm in high school with this basic theme of trying to promote growth. Whereas homecoming, we're adults. We want to have fun. No, that is a great theme. This is a great theme. I'm okay with it because it opens the door for so much. Like I would have, like if we would have done this, I would have absolutely chosen and like try to promote. There's this, it's called Born to Be Wild. This movie set in like the 80s, and this guy just goes on a road trip try to put a gorilla back in the zoo or release him to the wild, one of the two. But that would have been like a great movie we could have done for our sub theme.
You are on such a tangent. I've never heard of this movie. I'm gonna have to watch.
What do you mean you've never heard of this movie? It's a Disney classic.
Born to Be Wild.
Yes.
Oh wait! Now that you mentioned the Disney movie, I feel like I've got some memories coming back.
It's like in the same era of like Summer of the Monkeys and like the Secondhand Lions or something like that, with all like the movies that nobody remembers, but they do in fact exist.
Dude, yeah, we could have a whole podcast where we talk about Disney movies. Maybe that will be something that comes up here soon.
Oh my god!
But yeah. So homecoming week starts October 1st. The 7th and 8th would be the stuff when like most of the alumni will be back. So like obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm assuming that we're still doing stuff.
But what some of you guys should really start thinking about, if you can't take that time to volunteer, you could donate to the undergrads during their homecoming time, because they need the tools to win. They need wood. They need sometimes screws. Some probably more drills, because last I remember we got them 2. And then also, there's always going to be a food fight. There's always going to be food to donate throughout the week, and it's always due on Thursday. So please, for the love of God, if you can't take time out of your day to spend time with other alumni, then you could send some money to the undergrads to help them win for a 3rd time in a row. Now listen to that. I mean, just think about that. When at any point in our history of SIGEPs have we ever won twice in a row? Have we ever had that opportunity before? No, but we made it happen. And you know what we could do? We could win a 3rd time in a row if you just think about wanting to help and give back for all the knowledge that you learned and all of the stuff that was given to you. Pay it forward. Help them win. Let these kids have a great college experience.
You're throwing me off, man. You sound like you're making me think of like some like TikTok videos for like people trying to. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'll probably say something stupid, so I'm not going to. But no, yeah, the undergrads need our help with stuff, so let's be there to support them. Good shouts. Well, probably you'll see more information about some of the homecoming stuff as well. We also, during homecoming, I forgot to mention this in the notes, but I'm going on a big tangent here. So we've, again, since we've recorded, it's been a while. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Our AVC has been going through a lot of different changes in a positive way. Lots of new stuff. Obviously, we're trying to plan a bunch of events. We have all this stuff going on. Some new positions. But one of the big things sorry, my cat is like walking on some stuff.
No, I know that. That's mine. That's what I'm hearing. I was thinking it was Shelly,
sneaking out of the room.
I with socks in the corner of my desk. And I'm like, where am I here?
But so we will be having an AVC annual meeting that week as well. To just discuss things. We wanted to. It used to be for those that aren't aware of the ABC. We used to have one annual meeting once a year. That annual meeting is open to all AVC paying members. They can vote at it. It's essentially to get all the big stuff like talked about. And we decided to go forward with a second one so that instead of waiting a whole year, we can have one, each kind of each end of the year. So there should be an annual meeting then. I have the date for it somewhere, but it will be that weekend as well. We'll have to coordinate some stuff, I'm sure, for that. But so yeah, that's also another shout. If you want to vote at the annual meeting, make sure you pay your AVC dues. You can reach out to Willie Kunai or myself, and I could forward you the information to Willie Kunai. But we always are looking for new members. Like we said, we've been doing a lot of new things, lots of different things. Um, if you're interested at all in the like communication secretary realm, feel free to reach out to me. I'll take you on my cabinet. I love it. Um, yeah, so that's the homecoming spiel. Um, I think that's a pod, Dom. I think that's a wrap. We've gone through our rundown. We made it to the bottom. How you feeling?
I'm feeling like absolutely awful until people like, comment, share, subscribe. I think that's the most important thing to help me feel better. I think they should especially turn on those little notifications so you know immediately when we upload a new one. And honestly, comment what you want to see, comment who you want to see, comment what you want on this podcast. I mean, hell, we could literally have Shelly cook us some dinner. I would absolutely have that as a podcast, like where we just sit here and just chill with our
we
cats.
just chilled our
Easy,
cats.
be fun. Because honestly, we're here to make content for you, and we're not going to be so cut and dry. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. I'm driving down to Fenimore at like 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I won't keep you too much longer, but I just want to say it's really important that you guys, like Dom said, like comment, subscribe. Especially since now that we moved over to a new channel, like we had subscribers on the old channel, and now you have to switch over. So we're sorry for that. But to be honest, it wasn't really a whole lot of you guys. So like, just come over this way.
Blame him. He's the communications guy.
That's true. It was under my account, and now it's under a different account. So that stuff has changed. But yeah, please leave comments. Like we said, we want to do some Q&As. We want to get engagement from the community. So we want you guys to give us the feedback. Let us know what you want. Let us know if you want to be on the pod. Comment people you want to potentially do stuff on the pod. If you have ideas for a discussion you want to have, like we talked about earlier, we're open to almost anything. I'm not going to say everything because that could lead to some more loopholes. But yes, so please like, comment, subscribe, as Dom said, and I think that's a wrap.
God, I miss those wraps from McDonald's.
Just keep going off on tangents, bro.
All right, let's
McDonald's, please sponsor us. That's all I'm going to say at the end of it. Thank you, everybody. If you guys listened the full way through, we really appreciate you. If you are a new listener, if you're coming back from when we stopped recording 8 months ago, we promise we're going to be more consistent now, and we're really having fun getting back into the swing of things. So you're going to see a lot more uploads from us. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Meh.